Here's how you can get into shape as a busy entrepreneur, only training once every 7 to 10 days. Now, this is not going to produce necessarily optimal amounts of muscle mass. If you wanted to become an elite level or professional bodybuilder, this would probably not cut it. But if you want to build a solid, respectable amount of muscle mass, or at least enough to be healthy, for longevity purposes, well, training once about every 7 to 10 days, if you train very intensely, which basically means every single set that you do for every single muscle that you train, you do it to a point where you can't do another repetition, which means it's also called training to failure, right? You train until you can't do another rep, or at least very, very close, but you're going to get a greater growth stimulus. You're going to build more muscle training to failure per set. So it's better off to just completely train to the point where you can't do another rep. If you do it that way, if you train that way, you only need to train each muscle about once every 7 to 10 days, and you will still make progress. So doing, just a few sets, a handful of total sets every single week, it'll produce muscle growth if you're doing them very intensely to failure, or at least very, very close. Now, to make optimal progress, it's going to be more so training anywhere from 2 to 3, maybe 4 times per week with this level of intensity. Once again, many bodybuilders, they train much more. They might train 5 or 6 or sometimes 7 days a week. But what you have to understand is not only do they have generally great genetics, so even if they are overtraining a little bit, it probably won't show much. They'll still look very impressive just because they look impressive to start off with. So if their program, if their training split, if their workout routine is only about 80% optimal, maybe they're leaving 20% in the tank, well, they're still going to look more impressive than most people because their genetics are much better. And also, a lot of them, if not all of them, they're taking performance-enhancing drugs, which enhance their ability to recover from exercise so they can tolerate more of it. So for most people, training once every 7 to 10 days very, very hard will produce good muscle mass increases. And for optimal growth, maybe training a couple more times per week will be, of more benefit. But for most people who are busy, you can get away with training once per week and you can make great progress. So if you want to get into shape, only training about an hour a week, send me a message, DM me, and we'll talk. I'll help you out.